Hello, Bridget and Emily. I gotta say, Emily, I didn't expect you to sing, but you sound really good, and I'm very happy to hear you sing. It sounds good, and also it was really cute, actually, more than a little bit cute. Yeah. But anyway, on the topic of music, I just had my oboe jury. So you're probably wondering what that is. Oboe jury is basically where I go to perform in front of my teacher and the head of the music department in order to determine whether or not I get credit for the oboe lessons that I took. I took oboe lessons at Harper College, and I'm pretty sure I got like an A or a B in the class after taking that jury. And I'd like to thank my teacher, Miss Friedland, for all the hard work and effort that she's put me through in order to become a better oboist, and also for just, always being there and helping me work my way through the hard parts of being an oboe player. And you might also notice that this video has been put on YouTube on Friday instead of Wednesday. So yeah, I'm more than a bit late, and as such, I would like to apologize. I have a few excuses though, like my sister's visiting. I have a really nice computer I play games on. That's not an excuse. That makes me look stupid. Anyway, to help pay you back, Bridget and Emily, I have something I'd like to show you. It's been in my house, and it's greeted me every morning for the last few days since it arrived. Here. Yeah. Try waking up going nuts to breakfast after seeing this thing. Really early in the morning. It's kind of weird, not gonna lie. It's kind of weird. But on that note, it gives me an excellent reason to go ahead and tell you what I'm going to read. Because after seeing this, I'm pretty psyched about reading this. Under Pressure, How Deep Sea Critters... So along with reading that magazine article for the summer to find out what the heck that thing is that I saw on the cover and why it's important, I've decided to set myself up for reading a lot of other things this summer too. So for starters, I'm going to finish reading Carl Sagan's Cosmos. Now that book is basically all about the universe and stuff, and Carl Sagan lecturing you on how we got to where we are in our current understanding about the universe. I'm also going to be reading a book called Centauri Dreams, which I actually have over here somewhere. Its cover is considerably less disturbing than the one for Science News, which is good. Otherwise, I would kind of be having nightmares by this point. This book basically talks about the challenges facing humanity when it comes to trying to plan interstellar space travel. Now, the closest star is 4.2 light years away, which is Proxima Centauri, which is the destination set up in this book. This book then examines all the technical hurdles and challenges that we'd have to overcome in order to have a mission which would be able to get people there and back within a 50-year time span. Now, you might think to yourself, well, wait a second, if it's only 4 light years away, how could that possibly take 50 years? Well, the fastest thing we have right now going through space is the Voyager space probe, which is traveling at around, let's just say a couple thousand miles per hour. Well, at the current speed it's traveling, it would take 72,000 years to reach Proxima Centauri. That's a long time, and quite frankly, I don't think we have the money or the time to wait for a probe to take 72,000 years to get there, let alone people. Well, that's what this book talks about. But anyway, I thought I should also probably bring up that computer games thing again. Now, I mentioned earlier in this video that I had been distracted somewhat by my very powerful computer that I own over here. Well, the thing about that is I play a lot of video games, and a lot of people sometimes roll their eyes and say, well, you're just wasting your time then, why aren't you doing something more productive? Well, I don't really view video games as a waste of time. Mostly because they're one of the reasons why I am very interested in going into physics, and I'm willing to work hard to do it. I mean, you have to have a reason to want to work hard in physics. I mean, you can only do so many differential equations for the falling of apples and plotting of planet orbits before you begin to want to fall asleep. You have to have some sort of motivation, and my motivation happens to come from video games. A lot of the video games that I've played are science fiction. For example, Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, and also Half-Life 2, along with episodes 1, 2, and 3. Those games have technology in them and all sorts of cool things that I'm really interested in and help me to push what I can see as what we know and don't know in physics. And it's actually really interesting. They put a lot of thought into these video games. They put a lot of energy into making sure the characters are realistic, everything makes sense and is congruent with, fits within the universe that they've created for these fictional characters and stories. And oftentimes they exploit something that we actually don't know. So we don't know technically whether or not it's possible to move space around an object. That's actually one method of discussing Centauri Dreams about traveling Alpha Centauri, is instead of, trying to go straight through space, you pull space around you to make it move faster than the speed of light. So you yourself are moving, the space around you is moving. And it actually doesn't violate Einstein's rules. So it's a very interesting concept. It just requires something called negative energy. But anyway, that's kind of going off topic. The point is that science fiction gives me a reason to want to push for something in science, and gives me kind of an objective. So that's why I really like playing video games, and I don't view them as a waste of time, even though I spend hours upon hours playing them, and my legs get tired, and I can't seem to concentrate anymore, and my mouth gets dry, and I realize that it's 2 a.m. and I kind of need to stop, because they're giving me something to look forward to, and they're giving me a reason to work hard in physics. I still feel like such a nerd. Well, that's all I've got, Emily and Bridget. I guess we'll be seeing you, Bridget, on Monday. Although, feel free to take a day or two off, like I kinda sorta did. And, just, you don't have to be on time, you could always be a little bit late. Eh? Anyway, I guess I'll probably be seeing you on Monday, so see you then.